earlier this summer, there was a big debate about whether God had any place in the Democratic Party platform. You see, when the Democrats met in 2008, God was there. But in 2012, he was taken out. And there was, I don't know, I guess you could say a little uproar. So they had to put him back in. And you saw all the video of this. You know the story. I have thought in the last few weeks, I wonder what God has thought of all of this. I mean, none of us can know the mind of God, but I think it's pretty safe to say that I don't think God was really too worried about it. He doesn't really depend on political platforms. He doesn't need some sort of majority vote. But even the most powerful men in the world need him. And if they forget that, they fail. Every single man who has ever occupied this office will have found himself at one point needing a higher power, turning to God, one point or another. Whether they do or not, I don't know. But when they have that point where they need God, things haven't gotten tough yet. Things get tougher. And that's when he bends his knees and bows his head in prayer. Maybe he puts his face in his palms and he just drops his head at this desk. Will he ask God for guidance, for truth? I'm grateful to live in a nation where the president prays, and I don't care who sits in that chair. You know, I said on the radio today that I really don't care what you think of Mitt Romney or his policies. God changed Abraham Lincoln because Abraham Lincoln got to a point where he fell down onto his knees. And if he is humble enough to get down on his knees and recognize that there are some moments beyond his wisdom, and he does what Abraham Lincoln does, what do you want from me? And then listens and obeys, we'll be fine. Moments beyond man's power. Moments where God is necessary. If I know we're voting for a man who will do that, that's good enough for me. God is necessary for every one of us, but not everybody recognizes it. He's in signs that are seen and unseen, in moments of pain and moments of joy. He moves the heavens and the oceans. He can be found on a peaceful, quiet breeze. I'm asking you today, I wish I had a t-shirt like Got Milk, Got God. Make room for him. You don't have to be the president to call on God's wisdom, and boy, do we ever need it, each and every one of us. You don't need a crisis. You don't even need a church. Just take a moment. Got God? Reflect on everything that you are, everything that you have, everything around you, all of this amazing stuff, and ask yourself, am I responsible for all of this? Am I the master of all that comes before me? Is all of this mine and mine alone? Did I create this? I know the government didn't. And to be real honest with you, I know I didn't either. I know who's responsible for my success, and I know who's responsible for my failure, and God is only responsible for one of them. When you finally come to that answer, it will humble you. Only God has the wisdom to see where it all leads. Most of us, when we try to follow God, we stand in the darkness most of the time. We just don't know. But we trust. Only God has the grace to show us the way, if we are willing to listen and obey and follow him to the letter. After everything that we can do, he makes up for the rest. I ask you, I beg you tonight, spend time, 1 minute every day for the next 40 days and 40 nights, if that's all you can do. If you can do more, cry out to him. We have 40 days and 40 nights until this election. These days are of great anxiety, great peril for you, for your family, for your children, for your future, for your nation. If we perish, who will be there? Have faith. Discover his truth. Commit acts of charity every day, every night, 40 days, 40 nights. You know the reference. You know that Noah rode the ark for 40 days and 40 nights with a bunch of stinky animals. You know that Moses descended Mount Sinai and returned with the 10 Commandments after 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights, it's a special number. And tonight, we are 40 days and 40 nights away from the next president of the United States. In today's hyper-connected world, time is measured in nanoseconds. Ideas are measured in tweets of 140 characters. 40 days and 40 nights is an eternity. But that is exactly how God measures things, in eternity. Think about how stupid we must look to God. What our lives and our worries must appear to be in the vastness of eternity. A mere flicker of light, a momentary burst of energy, and then it's gone. We're gone. But if we use that flash, that moment for good, if we use that moment to bring beauty into this world, to bring goodness, to raise up truth, to do acts of charity, maybe God will notice that little flash of our life. Maybe God will gaze upon our brief moment on this planet and say, this one, this life was a good one. This was worth the effort. Make that your goal these next 40 days and 40 nights. That's what they're about. Making sure that we are worth the effort of our creation. That we have done something every day, every night to justify our time, not our salvation, just our time of living. We can have confidence that we will be noticed. We can be sure that our work will endure because it will be His. We will have what Martin Luther King called cosmic companionship. God is with us. God is not indifferent. God does not look away. He numbers every grain of sand and names every star in the sky. Today is Yom Kippur. It is the Jewish Day of Atonement. This is the holiest of holy days of the year for the Jews. The Jews fast from sundown Tuesday to nightfall on Wednesday. They are supposed to focus like no other time of the year, like no other moment in their life, on reconnecting with God. They read from the scriptures, the prophet Isaiah, rise up, the prophet says, awake from your slumber. The rest of the year we are asleep, but on Yom Kippur, Judaism teaches us we are finally awake. It is a day which we can all learn from. For today, the Jewish faith teaches us that God listens to the prayer of every man, every woman, every child. God draws near. The gates of heaven are opened, and we all stand before Him just as we are, just as plain as the day we were born. Neither the wealthy, nor the powerful, nor the famous, or any better off or any worse than the lowliest of us. Some people look forward to that moment of communion with God, and others fear it. But I promise you now, none of us will avoid it. That is the message from the Oval. That is the message of this holiday, Yom Kippur. We are all God's children. He knows each and every one of us, and we will account for our actions, each and every one of them. These next 40 days, they can be days of reconnection, of service, of hope, of love, of promise for a brighter tomorrow. They can be days of action, of determination, of real, profound change and real hope, based in the only one that can give us hope. Rise up, rise up. Fill these days with purpose. Don't let them slip away. I am personally asking you to do something great with your life in the next 40 days. Pray, beg, beseech divine providence. Serve. Serve your fellow man, for then you are in the service of your God. Love. God is the author of our Constitution. God is the author of the American story. God is the author of our individual story. Only He knows how time is going to unfold. But as every man who is set behind this desk knows, against that mystery, against that doubt, against the fear that we need all the help we can get, God is there, waiting. And that's why we pray in this office and at home, wherever we live. Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for watching. May God bless you. And more urgently than I have probably ever said it, may God bless the Republic. From Dallas, good night, America.